Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Explain It podcast. I'm your host, Ingrid Hernandez. I'm trying to have the window open a little today. Guys, it's raining in Arizona and it's been raining the last couple of days. Super, super weird for us. It does mean there's a lot of snow happening up in Flagstaff, but today my guest his name is Godsheritage. I told him I'm going to call you GH. Apparently, nobody's called him GH before. He did say he was probably going to be about 10 minutes late. And I have this amazing, amazing friend of mine. I call him Miguelito, who was telling me about a potential issue or a potential acquisition he has. And I was like, you need to set yourself up for success. So I said, hey, I might have some time before my guest jumps on. Let's talk about it live on the podcast so that everyone can benefit from this opportunity if we can talk about that deal. So without further ado, hey, Miguelito.
Hello, hello. How are you? Can you hear me?
I'm doing well. Yeah. While we wait for GH, which I think he's coming on right now. Okay, so you have this deal
Yep.
in Ohio,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
And you're gonna buy it for how much?
40,000.
$40,000. Now,
Correct.
most DSCR lenders have a floor on what they'll lend on a deal. And most ones that I know that are commercially available, I mean, like um, they won't do anything below 50,000. And so if you're buying it for 40,000 and you plan on doing what's called a rate and term refi, you have to be thoughtful about how you set yourself up in order to do a rate and term refinance. Now, when you do a rate and term refinance, by the way, oftentimes you have to season it for 3 months. It
Mm-hmm.
used to be that they'll start doing it right away. I'm seeing more and more of them pushing back on that. So that's first, okay? Secondly, if you want to refinance it using the Burr strategy, and by the way, boys and girls, the Burr strategy is not dead.
Nope.
It's just dead nationwide. It's very much living in the Midwest, where things are still quite affordable for an investor. So, and it's people technically. So, if you're going to do that, two things: one, prepare to have the property anywhere from 3 to 4 months so that you can have your refinance completed. Secondly, you have to be prepared to have at least $50,000 in debt recorded at the time of purchase. Now, if you don't have enough debt because that's your purchase, or you know that you need to designate some money to it, even this is already a rent producing asset, right? That's why
Mm-hmm.
it's attractive.
Yep. Correct.
Perfect. So I would recommend to you, as long as the ARV is there, putting a note in second position at the time of purchase
Okay.
for $10,000 to $20,000 so that you can deal with the debt refinancing, because a rate and term refinance DSCR will not lend to you for more than what you purchased it for. So if you did 40,000 and let's say you can burr this out, then you're going to have to do what's called a normal burr, like a cash out burr. And a
Mm-hmm.
cash out burr, you'd have to be prepared to have that debt in place from anywhere from 6 to 8 months, because then they
Okay.
need the season for 6 months. So if you're trying to do a rate and term, add that second note. If you're willing to hold it for 6 to 8 months, then it's actually, you don't have to worry about having that extra debt at the time of purchase.
Yeah, that's super helpful. And it gives me that two options, which is always great.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. I wanted to make sure people heard this, as it's important strategy, especially, or it's an important setup, especially if you are trying to do the burst strategy. So, and let the people know what you're focused on.
Yeah, we're doing Burr in Ohio, but that a lot of that's covered by our good friends out there. We're doing lease option or lease with option to buy in Northern California. Um, I noticed that there was not a lot of deal flow coming out of here. Um, I think a lot of people are just scared of
Mhm.
California, which is
Mhm.
perfectly fine. we know the area, we live in the area, so we know who we're dealing with. So we're doing that. We have a couple, I think 10 or so in our pipeline that we're looking to either keep for ourselves or sell um, for a lease option or
Mm-hmm.
primary home buyers. Those are
Yeah.
the two things that we're doing that can actually afford the big down payment or most of the big down payment to
Mm-hmm.
put them in that deed position.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, Miguelito, I am so proud of you, all the progress you've made. I met you almost a year ago now.
Yeah, I think so. It's been around
Uh,
there.
at the No One Left Behind challenge.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
In October. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a year.
October? Oh, yeah,
In
it's been a
October.
year. Oh my gosh. I feel like it it happened so fast that
It did.
I feel like I can't keep up with things anymore. But anyway, but that's just how much activity and action we take in these communities that you're like, it's all a blur at some point. But
Yeah.
anyway, well, very cool. Well, good luck on your
Thank
deal.
you so much.
That's why it's important to know your strategies and your exits so that you know the right approach to take at closing. I'm here to help you in any way. I sleep
Thank
with
you.
my DSCR lender, aka my husband. So if anybody is looking for a DSCR lender, you're more than welcome to reach out to me, and I'm happy to send you his information. Slide into my husband's DMs, if you need a if you need a loan. So
Oh, you're too
cool.
funny, girl. Awesome. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Miguelito. Okay, have a good
Bye.
one.
Yeah.
All right, all right. So I see God's heritage. He's in that background. Almost. I think he turned his camera off. We'll see if he's coming. But our podcast today was to talk to God's heritage, to talk to him about his amazing social media uh, skills and marketing. Hey, how are you, GH? Looks like you're on mute.
It happens to the best of us. Awesome. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Uh-huh.
I love that. How are you doing today, Ingrid?
I'm doing fantastic. God is good. How are you?
Amen. I am well. I am well. It's been a long day so far. It's like 3 p.m. over here on the East Coast. Shout out to my East Coast guys.
Mm,
And yeah, it's just awesome. Really, I can't complain. Can't complain.
amazing, amazing. So you actually reached out to me in my DMs a while ago. And then I think you did the same thing for Rhea Campbell. And then you guys connected. So then I went to Rhea Campbell's event out in Chicago. I freaking love Chicago. Guys, if you've never been to Chicago,
It's beautiful.
put it on your bucket list. The best food ever is in Chicago, in my opinion. And it's just a great city. So I met you in Chicago. You got to go on stage for Rhea Campbell's event, The Resilient Investor. We actually had Rhea Campbell on the podcast talking about this great event. And tell me, like, what is your focus? I mean, I got to know and learn about you a little bit. And like, how did that come about?
Awesome question. Before I go, Ingrid, I have to say thank you so much. That was so many souls, but that is the amount of appreciation I have towards you for bringing me here today to have a discussion with you in front of your wonderful audience. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And just picking up the first thing you said, like the DM, like if I could write a book right now, it's be titled "The Power of a DM." Okay, because DMs are so powerful. DMs are so powerful. So yes, you did say correctly. I I DM'd Rhea Campbell, and from that DM with Rhea Campbell, we hopped on a webinar. For those of you that don't know who Rhea Campbell is, massive, massive person in the community, super cool human being in general. She does super cool things in land, wholesales, buying businesses, all this good stuff. So definitely someone to connect with. And she's like super ultra mega busy. So, but
Mm-hmm.
I DM'd Rhea Campbell, and from there, within the first DM, she hopped on a call with me for 1 hour, like our very first ever interaction for 1 hour, a deep
Wow.
in-depth call about business, social media, like work, and like growing, scaling businesses, every single thing. And mid discussion, I asked her, Ria, I'm sure you get a lot of people that DM you, reach out to you, like, why, what made me special? She said one thing that really got my attention. She said, I looked at your profile and I knew you are the exact kind of person that I had to be talking to. And I just said, wow, thank you. Thank you. So from there, we had a webinar together, and then I spoke at a conference in Chicago couple weeks back now where we met in person. So the power of a DM is very strong. The exact thing like DM beats you.
Yeah,
Moral and
and
story.
I like to be a little funny, slide into my husband's DMs to get a DSCR loan. But yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. Uh-huh.
yeah. And like you never really could tell the opportunities you're sliding into. For me, I when I reached out to Ria, like I didn't reach out to her with the mindset of, oh, I'll be at a conference. I reached out to the mindset of, let me just make a connection. Do you
Hmm.
get what I mean? And I see a lot of people doing DMing wrong. And the main reason why most people don't get responded to in DMs is because they have a horrible personal brand. Or worse, no personal brand. Their profile looks crappy, the entire thing is not optimized. And if someone reaches out to me and they have a super dope profile and I resonate with their content too, I'll reach out back to them, I'll follow up with them. Or if someone reaches out to me with no post, no content, no profile picture, I think they're a bot or a spam. And I ignore them.
Totally.
So the power
Hmm.
of a DM. I know I went on a tangent there, but the power of a DM is it's revolutionary.
Well, and the reality is if you're not more aware of your presence, because Instagram is in my opinion, is the new business card. So, we're no longer, killing trees, putting these business cards in paper. Although I go to planning conferences where people still want to give me their
We all
trees,
could
if
be
you will.
great. We all
Yeah,
could
I'm
be.
like, "Oh, my poor dead tree."
We
Um,
all
so
possible, right?
it's your calling card, and so when people reach out to me, because I get a lot of crazy DMs, and they don't have any posts, they don't have any presence, and they want to either, like, work with me or do stuff, like, even be on this podcast, like, I'm just like, "I don't even know who you are." Like, this feels shady already, and maybe there's nothing related to shadiness, but that's the kind of brand they're putting out there.
And like that is completely fair. It's like so I did a lot of research into this, and fun fact is it ties back to human behavior. So imagine this. Imagine you're in New York. Okay, New York. You're passing by a random street. You probably see like 50,000 people that exact same day. Let me ask you a question. Whose face do you remember? None of them. Do you get what I
Mhm.
mean? None of them. But if you see someone that wears a very sharp, bright yellow outfit, and like you're walking from a distance, but like that light reflects on their outfit, it then gets into your eyes. You remember their face, correct? Because
Mhm.
then you look at them, then they're remarkable, then they're memorable. It's the exact same with social media because human beings would tend to forget every single person or disregard every other person that doesn't like find a way to make themselves memorable.
Right. Being memorable is important. So tell the audience a little bit about your background and sort of where you landed, because what I find interesting is you've kind of connected yourself with the sub two community, right? And like, so how did you end up there?
So fun fact is I joined Sub to last December, and the reason why I joined Sub to was to get more knowledge on creative financing because I joined Sub to when I was in college. So I joined my last year of college. My entire goal was to buy more creative finance properties. So I joined December. When I joined December, I kept learning, kept connecting, and of course, I started off wholesaling. And I was doing wholesales. I would try to get leads, try to cold call, but I wasn't really being able to scale my business, and that was really really painful. Like I'm sure we have business owners here that are trying to scale, trying to get to the next level, but they're just not getting there. It's super painful because you try everything, you really really do. So a buddy of mine told me to try marketing. So he said, bring $1,000, we'll run some ads. And then I said to myself, no way marketing is this expensive. $1,000 for a college kid was so much back then.
Hmm.
So I said no, I can't afford this. I couldn't afford bandit signs. I couldn't afford the pay per click. I couldn't afford all these other paid marketing channels. So I resorted to free social media. because at the time I had bought my first property. So what I then started to do was I just made a series on all my experiences and all the mistakes I made rehabbing my first property. Okay. I made that series, I posted it out there, and lo and behold, I got 5 people reach out to me saying, "Hey, bro, I watch your content. I love your content so much, man. I'm hustling this in Baltimore. Blase, 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 blase. Are you looking for any more deals right now?" I'm like, "Freak yeah, bring your deals on." So they reached out to me, and long story short, those posts on social media brought 5 leads that brought 1 deal to me. That
Wow.
helped me get my second property with
Mhm.
$0 of marketing cost. All it cost me was my time.
Amen. I say this all the time, especially with people who are getting started, that there's always somebody getting started. And one of the complimentary things that they like, whether you're a boy or a girl, I would say, do you want to be the hot girl? The answer is yes. Think about in high school where the hot girl, all the guys wanted, blah, 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 right? That's the energy you want to give. And if you want to be the hot girl, whether you're a boy or a girl, you want people to know you're a buyer. At the end of the day, the hottest opportunity is being the buyer. And that's exactly what you did. And it's not complicated. And especially with you, because you already had a proof of concept where you actually bought a property, just talking about what you're going through is all anybody needs, because that's one step ahead of where they are in their journey. And think about it this way, at least for those of us who are a little bit older. In order to get this kind of access, in order to get this many eyeballs, I'm very, very grateful. I'm almost to 2,000 subscribers of this YouTube page. So if any of you are out there haven't subscribed or hit the like, would love it if you guys are getting value from this. But it used to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to get this access. So the fact that we are free, like this YouTube channel is free, my social media is free, and all I have to do is literally put time and attention to post. And even the posts that get the most likes and most engagement are the ones that aren't produced. They're raw and unfiltered. Anyway, all to say is that people are really missing out on free leads, just like you literally had a 20% conversion on that. 5 leads, 1 converted. Do you know how much people pay thousands of dollars for the opportunity to see 5 leads where 1 converts? That, like a successful marketing campaign is when 2% of people convert. So the fact that you hit the 20% mark on your leads, like and didn't spend any money, like that's ridiculous from a marketing statistical perspective. So
Truly it is. Truly it is. And like the one good part as well is these people are coming to you. So it's like you're coming to my zone. They're coming to work with Heritage. And of course, when it comes to work with Heritage, you use Heritage prices. You don't bother on my prices. You don't tell me, can I have 10 cents of this or 20 cents of this? You're working with my prices. And that is the one, like I feel like I definitely notice leads that come into social media are one of the strongest kinds of leads you could ever get.
mm-hmm,
Because these people already know you, they like you, they trust you.
mm-hmm,
So the entire discussion is completely different. The synergy is completely different.
mm-hmm. Amazing. Okay. So you came into Sub 2, you learned how to do creative finance deals. Your goal was to buy properties. Now at this point you own 2. Where in that journey were you like, hold on, this social media thing is so powerful, and I think maybe I need to put some focus on that?
Mm. So very good question. When I got those first 5 leads, I joke you not, this is not revolutionary, it's not smart, it's not inventive. When I got those 5 leads, I just kept doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. Genuinely. To the point where, okay, I got tired of wholesaling, because for me, like my main passion was never towards wholesaling. I felt more of an affinity towards making content than wholesaling itself. Wholesaling was the kind of thing where everybody does this because they want to get to the next level. I've not met wholesalers that say they wholesale because they like to wholesale. It's rare to see. Personally, I haven't met them. If you're like
1,000%.
that, you're a lucky cupcake. You're 1 in 1,000. Good for
Mhm.
you.
It's a
That was,
means to an end. It's a means to an end. Yeah. The
yes,
only
exactly.
and this is telling of the business. I only know 2 people who still wholesale, but they own the business of wholesaling. So they've delegated all the day-to-day stuff, and that's Jerry Norton and Brent Daniels. They're the only ones I know who are still incorporated into their wholesaling. Arguably Jamil does too,
Mhm.
but for for as big as this business is, many of them move on from wholesaling. They go to flipping, they go to buy and hold rentals, or they get into education. Like that's the truth.
True. That makes sense. Yeah. It's definitely a very interesting space to be in. So if you like wholesaling regardless, big ups to you. But in my case, I simply just kept making content. It got to a point where I had other business owners come to me and say, Heritage, I started making content. I really like your content because more context, I had like 7 years of media experience under my belt right now. For me, I was probably like 14 or 15 years old. So they'll come to me to help them make content. Of course, like I would simply do it for them. And I kept doing those. And people that were even farther from me reach out to me saying, Heritage, can I pick your brain on this piece of content and that piece of content? All of a sudden, I became this authority in making content. I'm like, hold on, guys. You are taking so much from me. And I'm like, at this point, I wasn't able to fully focus on school anymore because I was helping so many people with their content. So it wasn't up to a time where a mentor of mine, because I have so many awesome mentors. A mentor of mine reached out to me and said, Heritage, why don't you just turn this to a business? And then I said, huh, interesting. So that was the entire pivot for me where I had to repackage all the pick my brains into value that I could give to people. To a point where right now I no longer do pick my brain calls. So don't reach out to pick my brain, please. My brain is it's not a pack of corn. Can't pick my brain. It's not possible. So yeah. So that exactly is how it all started.
Got it. So you started just helping people making their content, and then your mentor kind of it's so interesting because I see this a lot where people have an expertise and then they don't realize they have that expertise until somebody points it out for them. I'll give you an example. I host these virtual office hours for people in sub 2, right? So that they can bring me their problems and I can help them solve, like I can help them point out where their problem is or how to solve it. I literally just did it for an hour right before this podcast. I had some really amazing questions. And I had a gal who came into the Zoom and was like, I've been in self-storage for the last 23 years. I know how to run the business. I know how to run their P&L. I know how to run what's called a like tenant protection program. I know how to do all of those things, but I'm going to go buy co-living. I was like, what? Wait, what? I know co-living is hot right now. And I'm not suggesting she shouldn't buy co-living at all. But I was like, why are you switching your focus? She's like, oh, well, I don't have the money for self-storage. And I was like, if you have a good enough deal, the money will come. But what I'm hearing you say is you're going to throw away 23 years of experience in a asset class that a lot of people aren't familiar with, and a lot of people don't even know like they're like how to do all the things you know how to do, how to increase the NOI, how to make it a more fruitful business, and you do. But you want to throw all that away to run co-living houses? Like, what are you thinking? And so again, sometimes you need that like outside person to tell you, to point at you like, yo, you're missing an opportunity here. And so that's why it's super, super important to surround yourself with people who want to see you win and people who actually will give you the straight conversation about what you're
True.
doing with your life.
True. Yeah. Yeah. 1,000%. It's always a very useful thing. especially as a younger person, like if there's any young person watching this out here, if you're sub 30, sub 40, sub 50s, in my eyes, if you're 50, you're still very young. I definitely say this is
Thank you for
find.
that context as my wrinkles are getting, stronger. I appreciate that.
You're fine. You're fine. Yeah, definitely find people that are smarter than you, like people that are 10 times, 50 times, 1,000 times smarter than you, that have been to where you're trying to go to just guide you. Really, that has been the highest ROI for me. Like I've been to a number of events, a lot of them where I will just go with the purpose to just meet the right people. And from there I found the best people that I like my mentors.
That's awesome. Cool. And for me, I feel like I'm very much in a privileged position. So I've had the opportunity to see a lot of younger people like like I said, you said I'm young. Okay, I appreciate that. But people in their early 20s who are getting started in this game and being a leader in sub 2 where I can actually help them or give them guidance so that they can make good decisions, right? So you've had this mentor and tells you, hey, convert this into a business. So what are you doing now that is able to allow you to help support people who are in this like real estate investing industry?
Got you. Awesome. So this industry is one that I love so much. My first love, my only love. So I only support people in this industry. If you're a lender, coach, mortgage broker, investor, fix and flipper, you're people I support. So every single day I make content to help the business owners level up their marketing game on social media. And more background into why marketing, more background. So when I learned firsthand that marketing could help me get more leads to help me grow my business, that became my entire email because every single person wants to grow their business. Every single person. And the main thing I see as a big blocker is lacking the context or the knowledge of how to do this using this one hack that a lot of people are sleeping on this day. So the business I run right now is one that helps business owners to be able to build a personal brand, to get more leads, just like myself, all through social media, and do it consistently such that they're able to, it's like a system where they're able to just put in their inputs, put in a time to make content, the right kind of content, and from there, they're able to have all these systems in place, these things in place to have content, to have their content turn into clients.
That's awesome. Okay. And then what kind of support does that provide for them?
Got you. So there are three things I say is crucial for any personal brand that is going to help you make more money. The first thing is the attraction system. Okay, this is like someone's game right now. I will take note of this. First thing is the attraction system, and this is content. Okay, because this attracts people to your personal brand. The kind of content you put out. When it comes to that, the ideation, which is the idea of what to post, scripting, which is how to turn the idea into a script, recording, which is filming, like how to film yourself, the best ways, all these things. Then editing, of course, how to edit the video, make it look nice, and posting, how, when, and where to post these videos. That is the first thing. I see most people struggle the most with this. Okay, from either lack of clarity or lack of knowledge, lack of understanding, or even some more mindset issues. Because you said earlier, people will think they're newbies and they will think as a newbie, who's listening to me? But as a newbie, I was able to make content and get 5 leads. As this is like first month, so I'm not promising any results. It happens some faster than others. Most people will get no results because they don't take action. But for a newbie, I was able to get 5 leads off the first month. And all that has to do with your content, making the right kind of content to speak to your ideal clientele. The next thing is a dialed in profile. And this is the opportunity that helped me be able to speak on a stage to 7 to 9 figure investors the other day in Chicago. Having a dialed in profile with the magnetic bio, the trust building highlights, the 3 pin post, it's super important because it goes on to build trust and more credibility for you. Okay. So they're like employees you have that never take a break. They're always working for you 24/7. That's number 2, your profile. Okay. Optimize your entire profile. Number 3 is your funnel. Because once the first 2 things are dialed in, where you have the right, make that kind of content, you attract people. Okay. You didn't have a dialed in profile. They're coming to your profile. They like what they see so far. How do they work with you? So the funnel is a strategic thing you put in place to funnel them, to bring them into working with you. So if it's to hop on a call with you, if it's to qualify them to be a good fit for for a fractional investment, if it's to have them buy this resource that I've given to them to warm them up to work with you, to have them come for events, all these things are things you put in place to have people be able to understand, know, like, and trust you, and know how to work with you. So those are the three things that I've seen to be the main pillars when it comes to building a personal brand. So every single person says, build a personal brand, build a personal brand, build a personal brand. In real sense, all they're saying is make the right kind of content, optimize your profile, and have all these systems that could convert people into sales. So that is what I work with every single person I work with to achieve.
That is very cool. So when you're working with them, okay, I'm going to give you some of my feedback. Okay. I am so busy focused on actually doing deals, raising capital. Like that's my primary focus is raising capital and creativelisting.com. Guys, if you haven't gone to creativelisting.com, we are on a road to 100,000 users.
Amen.
We're really close to 30,000 right now. But I feel I don't have like a good leader or a good business owner. I don't want to put the time or the energy on some of these things. So does your team kind of put it on a silver platter to say, hey, Ingrid, here's your plan. Here's when we're recording. Here's the scripts. Like after you maybe do research on that investor so that you understand their tone, like their brand, who they are. So the stuff that you're presenting back is aligned with like what they do. Because I'll be honest with you, I've tried working with a couple of people who say that this is their focus on the social media side of things, and it's overwhelming. I'm like, no, just tell me where to show up, when to record, and you guys take care of the rest. Does that make sense? Because it's overwhelming to think about all of the things that I have to do from this social media perspective, and then also run my business. So this is why, by the way, I cheat with this podcast where I record it live. I do not edit whatever post. If I say something inappropriate, which I sometimes do, it'll get posted. Like that's it. Like I don't have the time to go edit it. I really should. These are all, I really should just designate somebody to go cut this post up and then make more content out of it. But for now, it feels like, okay, this is good enough. Like I've literally been doing this podcast for almost 3 years, and I'm very, very consistent about doing it every Wednesday. There's been a couple of Wednesdays we've missed. I think maybe in total 5 Wednesdays in almost 3 years, like where I just don't do it. But it's the fastest way for me to be consistent. I have had so many people tell me, oh, Ingrid, come on my podcast. I'm like, oh, really? How many podcast episodes have you done? And they're like, oh, you're my third. And I'm like, bro, are you actually going? I want people wasting my time. So like, are you actually going to post this podcast? I've had so many podcasts that I've recorded with people and never even post them. I'm like, do not waste my time like that. I'm not trying to be rude or mean or whatever, but this is why I do this live and then I post it. People can't say, Ingrid, you didn't do what you said you were going to do. I'm like, nope, but we went live and we posted and this thing is out there and, whatever you said, that's what's in the ether.
I love that. I love that. I definitely resonate with that. I think the best schedule to keep up with is the one that just works with you. Like this works with you so much. So 1000% keep doing this. But when it comes to like the question you asked earlier, where it was between people not having the time to work on these things themselves and we just wanted to outsource it completely. So when it comes to marketing, and for the specific things I've seen so far, I've seen it best that it's when the founders or the company owners are the most involved in the personal brand in their marketing that you're going to see the best results.
Sure.
And across the past months, I've done a pivot to be able to have it such that I could give them all the things they need to be well involved and make the entire thing cost 4 to 5 to 6 hours a month tops. So right now, what I do is I help after going through the entire attraction, the entire conversion, the entire funnels. I install someone into their team. Okay, so it wouldn't be you doing all this yourself because clearly it's overwhelming for just one person. So I work with you to install someone into your team, and with that person installed into your team, they work directly with you one on one, only for you full time on your payroll, and they are the people that would help you execute on all these things. Because of course, the best ROI on your time is to grow the business, not to be the nitty gritty of the social media, the marketing, the posts, all these things. They're like $20 an hour tasks, but like your task is probably like $3,000 an hour, $4,000 an hour. So more higher level tasks, if not even more. So that's kind of like the unique approach that we take as compared to other people in the space.
Got it. So you embed that help, that support in order for the founder or the investor to be successful. Okay.
Yeah, and we keep training them on repeat every single month. My team, so my head of media keeps training all the guys we input every single month.
So you have the attraction plan, I think you called it. What else comes with that?
So the attraction, then next thing is optimizing the entire profiles, Facebook, Instagram, and every other media where you post on. I've seen LinkedIn, seen people post on Twitter, on X before, all these places. Optimizing your profiles there and installing what I call the trust building segments. So you are in Chicago. Remember when I talked about things like the magnetic bio, the 3-pin post, the trust building highlights? So all these things are like sprinkles where we put them in place for people to be able to see more and more and more and more and even more proof that you are who you say you are. For example, now, if you go to my profile, you see testimonials on there from people that I've worked before.
Okay.
It's such a small hack, but why does every single service-based business owner out there not put testimonials of people they've worked with on their profile? If you're a TC, you TC deals for Ingrid, and Ingrid had a positive experience. Why aren't you hopping on a video call with her, recording the entire thing, and having Ingrid go give you a review on your Google business account or your Trustpilot or your Yelp if you even have one? You get what I mean? So like, after the content, the attraction system, it works to implement the profile optimization before we then go to the funnel. Oh, you're sharing your screen?
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this, Godsheritage. I went searching for you and there was 2 different Instagrams.
They're like 5.
There was like, oh really? I saw like Crown Media. I think this is the one you'd want me to go to, right?
Yeah, so the verified one is my main account.
Okay.
Yeah, I have multiple accounts where I just test stuff. I just try stuff.
Was that misspelled on purpose?
Say that one more time.
Is Jim misspelled on purpose?
Yeah, it's misspelled on purpose.
Okay. That's interesting.
Right on. Don't follow me back. Interesting.
I mean, I will. I think you started following me before I knew who you were.
Yeah.
Here, I'll follow back. Boom.
Awesome. Made my day.
Okay. Do you know what's funny? Is that somebody asked me to follow them back. Okay, so we do these no one left behind challenges with Pace, right? And one of the things that they teach you is that you should share everybody's Instagram and whatnot. And so somebody was like, oh, Ingrid, what's your Instagram? And I was like, oh, this is my Instagram, Ingrid_Hernandez, Ingrid with a Y. And they did it. And they're like, oh, if I follow you, will you follow me back? And I said, probably not. And I was super direct with them. And they're like, what do you mean, probably not? And I was like, look, you have had one post. What am I following you for? Like, I don't need to like give away my follows like that. Like, come back to me when you've consistently posted for a good 3 months. And if you have, then I'll follow you. He's like, oh my God. He's like, wow, you're super direct. I'm like, absolutely. Like, I want people in my feed who are actually going to feed my brain, and I'm going to find value in what they're posting, just as I expect you guys to find value in what I'm posting. And if there's no exchange of value, we're just wasting our time, like that's the real deal Holyfield right there. So
yeah. Yeah, I think you definitely find some value there. Right now I post anything from 9 to 12 times in a day. So
You post 9 to 12 times in a day?
on a good day. Yeah.
Wow. For
Yeah.
reals?
Genuinely,
Wow.
yeah. Some are hidden and some are on other accounts. But yeah.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. I look, let's see. Mine's not that great.
Yours is awesome.
Well, I'm just saying I'm definitely not posting that often. Like I am like I mean I got some good views. This is my stuff. Oh, it's not telling you the numbers, but I think this one got like 1,500 views. This one's got thousands. Yeah, it just depends. Obviously, when it's Pace and Jamil, I think this has like 20,000 views. So I
Yeah,
that by the
that's a
way,
good
all of
fact.
that does not matter. I want to make sure everybody understands what matters is conversion. You start with getting the attention, so get those eyeballs on your stuff. But if it's not converting into business or deals for you, it's caca. Like those
Mhm.
views are just a vanity number. So for me, like I like that my page is starting to get more views, but one of the things I really want to figure out is conversion, especially for the things that I want to focus on. But
Exactly. I tell every single person I work with, the only numbers that matters are the ones in your bank account. If
yes.
it's not those ones, then getting a million. I've made videos that would get like I think my highest performing video right now is like 1 million view, one
Oh
million views
wow.
so far. And
Mhm.
Ingrid, I made $0 from that post.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I've had posts where I get 2,000 views, and then from there, a client comes into my funnel and helps on a call with me, and I get $10,000. So views are views, but the only thing that really matters is how much is your bank account. So I would love to give your audience some value here today,
Let's
if
do it.
you allow me. So
Of course.
I will put my computer in front of me. So for the past 2 weeks, I've been working on an ebook because
Mm,
I've wanted to make something to be able to give to the masses where I would not have to hop on calls one on one, but
mhm.
still give value to people aside my free content already. So the ebook is titled "How to Build a Magnetic Personal Brand That Attracts 6 to 9 figure clients in 4 to 5 extra hours a month."
Oh
It's
my
I know it's a
lord.
mouthful. It's a mouthful, but this is essentially a second brain. This contains every single thing that I do when it comes to content. And
Did you give your ebook that long name for SEO purposes?
no, I generally couldn't find a shorter name. Like that.
Okay.
That was the ebook. It's like when
Wait,
you have a book to go on.
what is the last piece of how many people? What was it called?
So the book is "How to Build a Magnetic Personal Brand That Attracts 6 to 9 figure clients in 4 to 5 extra hours a month."
Okay. So the short would be attract 6 to 9 figure clients in 45 days or whatever the days was.
Generally, yes. Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
You're welcome. I just helped you. I'll send you
I
my
appreciate that.
invoice.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So this ebook is not ready yet though. It comes out in 1 week. If you're interested, DM me the word ebook on Instagram, and
Okay.
remember my team will follow up with the link. But it's not ready right now. But once it's ready, I'll let you all know. But there's a portion here that I think would add so much value to the audience that I will read out. Most people mess up when it comes to the clarity of what they're supposed to make content about.
Mhm.
Question: Who do I make content to? Is one that I've had to answer 1,000 times and more. So here I detailed 8 tricks to write a good script for when you eventually figure out who you're talking to. Okay. So number one is start broad, then go niche. This talks about your hook. So your hook is very important. Number two is your kind of language. I recommend to use the you language. So when you're making videos, oftentimes people make videos for themselves. But when you make content, you're making content for your
Yeah.
audience. Don't be
It's a lot
selfish.
of like I
Yes.
did this or like or instead of like when you want to do this, you should
Yes.
think about yeah, that makes a lot of
You
sense.
get
Okay.
it. For
Mhm.
example, if you're making a video teaching people how to buy houses, the video should say, if you're trying to buy your first house in 2026, here are these 5 steps that you should be doing. I did this as well and it worked for me. So if you do it, it will work for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
I call it the you language. That's number 2. Number 3, use power words. Power words are words that trigger people, they trigger emotion, and they grab attention fast. Words like never, or secret, or hack, or stop. These trigger people. Number 4, script with conviction. When you're making a script, never, ever, ever in this world use the words maybe, probably, or might. Replace them with the words definitely, surely, or will. Why? Because confidence is key. And instead of you might see the results, say you will see the results.
Interesting. I've been using the word consider because I was trying to be, kind. I should stop using consider instead I should say do this.
Yes,
To
exactly.
get this result.
Yes, because something that you've done before, then of course it works.
Mm-hmm.
So scripting conviction, that's number 4. Number 5, and there are 3 more. I promise it's going to be brief. Number 5 is be concise. When most people write scripts, they tend to add a lot of jargon there, and people hate it. And every single person scrolls past when they see that. When you make a
You mean
video,
like long ebook names, GH?
I see that. I see that. I see that. There.
I'm paying attention. I'm being your student.
I love that. I love that. But when it comes to creating content, awesome. So when it comes to making a video, I see a lot of people make this video and they say, "Hey guys, my name is Heritage, and here are the 3 reasons why I say that, damn it, that." Nobody cares about your name. Genuinely, go straight to the value, because the first 6 seconds is really important. And if your goal is to be concise, you're leaving a lot of room on the table there. Just go to the value, and then when they're hooked onto your content, they're getting the value. By the way, my name is Heritage. They will have a higher likelihood to understand and care about your name there, because a
That
lot of
is so
people,
true.
yeah.
I'm sorry, and I don't mean to cut you off like that.
Yeah, right.
But when I do sales, like a closer call, right? Somebody asks me to call their seller or their agent. I will be talking, like I introduce myself. I will be talking to them about how I solve their problem. And then they're hooked. And then they're like, wait, what was your name again? Because they don't care until the end. If in the end I'm able to do or provide them a solution. Yeah.
Yeah, like most people operate on the WIFM principle, and it's basic. It's how people are. It's the what's in it for me.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So just give me the value. I don't care about your name. When I get the value, then tell me your name. So that's number 5. Number 6 is check the audible flow, because your goal is to make the entire script you write sound as audible and natural as possible. So check the audible flow to make sure it sounds like you. One hack that I used to do when I started scripting videos is I would record a voice note of how it would sound, and I'll send this to a friend of mine. I'll simply ask them, "Hey, does this sound like me? Or am I trying to sound like Ingrid?"
Mm-hmm.
So the goal is to sound like yourself, okay? Number 7 is give guidelines to your editor. That's if you have someone editing your content for you. Give guidelines, share your opinions with them, share what you're looking for with them, and give those guidelines would help them to do the best work when it comes to editing the video. And if you edit the videos yourself, give yourself guidelines. For example, when you speak about money, if you want money to come up in the background as an animation effect, write those guidelines there. They go a long way towards the final product. And number 8 is structure your script properly. I left the best for last. I'm that kind of guy. Every single script should have a hook, a reason, a call to action, a plan of action, and a promise. I'll say it one more time. Hook, reason, call to action, plan of action, and promise. For example, very fast example. If you're making a video about how to buy a property in 2026, okay? A very good hook is, if you want to buy a property in 2026, watch this video. That's a call out hook. You're calling out your ideal audience, okay? So if you're someone that wants to buy a property in 2026, which is almost everybody these days, they watch the video. So if you want to buy property in 2026, watch this video. And this is what I did to buy my first 1, 2, 3 properties. And if you do it as well, it's work for you too. So what I did there is I give them a reason, okay, which is what I did, the reason, and the promise, which is if you do this as well, it will work for you as well. Then I go on to give the value. And when I'm done, I say, if you want more value in real estate, follow me. Or if you want more value like this, comment the word property, and I'll send you my free ebook that goes into detail about how to do what I just said in this 30, 60-second video.
Mm-hmm.
Eight
I
parts.
love it.
These are 8 tricks to write Harvard level scripts to be able to go and get as much reach as possible to help you get more leads.
Yeah. This is so cool. And then you'll have the ebook ready in a couple of weeks, you said?
Yeah, by next Monday it's going to be ready. So
Next
if you want the ebook right now, DM me the word ebook on Instagram. I'll put you on a wait list, and once it comes on Monday, I do a launch on Monday, you will get access ASAP, no Rocky. So DM me the word ebook on Instagram. It's going to be like $39 to $49, price of like 2 or 3 Chipotle bowls. For guys here, it's really nothing. The main context is just the value, and
Mhm.
it's very detailed. This is the most detailed work I've ever done before.
Really?
Yeah, this is the most detailed writing I've ever written before. It has like 40 something plus pages.
Oh my. Okay. So you gotta
It's
get
really-
ready to read.
It's really in
So
depth.
could I take this ebook and give it to my social media lady to be like, hey, Rosie, I need you to look at this and tell me if we need to follow something like that.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
what I'm
That's the value right there. Give it to your gal or your guy and have them
Yeah.
implement things on your behalf.
So how many clients are you looking to onboard now? Because I really love your roadmap approach to be like, here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to, how to get it done. Here's the person we're going to embed in your business to get it done. But that has to scale. So how many clients are you looking to onboard?
So on average, I work with around 10 to 15 clients at any given time. And the reason is because I try not to. So right now we have like 2 other coaches on the team right now. So we have 2 other coaches on the team right now that also work with you one-on-one as well. But I just jump in when there is really need for that right now.
Mhm.
So on average 10 to 15 clients in a month, and I've seen that to be the sweet spots for like the peace of mind and where we're trying to get to right now.
Yeah.
So we do anything from 10 to 15 every single month, because
Wow.
we're unlike most agencies or most companies that take on your work and do it for you. We do the exact opposite. We give you every single thing you need, such that you don't even need us. All you need is the person that is on your team and the knowledge that we've given you already to be able to take action and go make your content and grow your business by yourself. So it's like we hire ourselves into a company, and within 3 months we fire ourselves.
That's
like,
awesome.
that's
I
about it.
love it. Wow. So I recently ran into a business that helps hire VAs this way. So even at Rhea Campbell's Resilient Investor, right? She's like, if you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant, right? Like that was one thing that they said. And I'm like, I've been delaying hiring someone for so long. I really do need an assistant. I get tons of emails. I get tons of like leads. I need somebody like putting this into my CRM. Somebody helping make sure all my bills got paid, right? Like did all the mortgages successfully deduct, that kind of stuff. Anyway, so I was like, okay, it's time for an assistant. And then I found a really good friend of mine in Sub 2. Guys, there's so much talent in Sub 2. His name is Esteban, and he has a company called Remote Latinos, and he does the exact same model you do for like not this, like not you have like a marketing and social media program. Like this is very specialized, very niched.
Mhm.
His is like, do you need an executive assistant? We're going to help you with that. And they're recruiting them. I'm paying, they're on my payroll. They are international. So I have to pay it through like a platform that allows me to pay them so that I'm doing everything legal. Cause there are, consequences of sending money internationally. So you have to do it the right way so you don't get in trouble. That's another thing I learned. Anyway, so it's cool. Like right now we're in the middle. They're taking care of everything. They're recruiting. They're creating some of the SOPs that they'll need. They'll have the interviews are prepping, like all of the stuff, and I don't have to worry about that. So what I'm paying them to do is do that so that it's easier to onboard them, which is a huge stress off my shoulders.
That is a magnanimous stress off your shoulder, because on average, I've seen that right now. I've hired like 100 plus editors right now. To hire one very good editor, you have to interview like 10 to 12 people on average. Because when you screen them as well, people lie on their resume, you give them a trial, and then they mess up. And then they even pass the trial, but you hop on a call with them and your vibes, your personalities don't match. So it really takes a while to really hire a very good person. And what we do is we have SOPs on our team as well, because my team does this. My team does this for me and the other clients we serve, like on the highest level. We have a higher tier offer, by the way. So my team serves me and them. So all the SOPs that we've already used, because we've already made our SOPs, we then train the editors with that SOP. So we're not making new SOPs. Nothing is really new under the sun for us. We just already use what is existing, what already works, to train the new person on it, to make sure they're operating on that wavelength. So all the systems, everything, the dashboard, we give them access to it, to be able to give you access to that and serve it the exact same way that we get served by our employees.
1,000%. It's such a great model. It's such a great model because it takes away the friction. I remember when I was first starting real estate investing, where it's like I wanted these VAs and people who worked for me, but I wasn't able to actually have them in my company. So it takes that friction away and repositions it so that they're a part of my company. And then you help with the part that's the hardest, which is getting them up to speed about what they're expected to do in that role. So such a great concept. I think you're going to do amazing. I mean, I'm sure you're already doing amazing. This is great, especially for busy investors like myself.
Thank you. I appreciate you for sure.
Sure. I love it. Well, I know we're at the top of the hour and I want to respect your time. So tell us, so we should be following you on Instagram at Billionaireage.
Yes. So billionaire, the word billionaire, then TAGE. So billionaire, TAGE, Billionairetage. Definitely follow me on Instagram on all platforms. And if you had value in this podcast today, just take a screenshot and post that and tag me. I'd love to repost you as well to give
let's do it ourselves. Let's be the people who say and do what they say. Okay, ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
1, 2, 3. Perfect. Amazing.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, it's been such a pleasure to have you on the podcast. I love that you give so much value. Like, honestly, guys, people spend a lot of money to get this ebook that's dropping on Monday. So make sure you're DMing. I like to call him GH. He says nobody's ever called him that. And I was like, cool, I got to do that. But Godsheritage, he will have, he's already given you guys some yeah, would love to have you back on the podcast and let us know how this business is going.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you once again. It was genuinely a pleasure to be on this podcast today and give value to your audience.
Thank you so much. And guys, make sure you're liking and subscribing. Again, this is the Explain Podcast. We do this every Wednesday. And moving forward, it'll be at 1 p.m. Arizona time. Again, at 1 p.m. Arizona time. We are Mountain Standard Time right now because we don't change our clocks. And we'll see you guys next week. See ya. Awesome job.